Now at 7, wildfires hitting Oregon harder than any other state in total acres burned, already scorching more than 1 million acres.
Plus, Portland police make their first arrest under the city's new camping ban. The surprise at the jail that's now left the mayor and city council stunned.
But first, the search for a man accused of groping a child at a Portland grocery store. Thank you for joining us. I'm Christine Pitawanich.
And I'm David Molko. Let's go right to Tim Gordon live in Southeast Portland this evening. So, Tim, what are you learning tonight?
Well, David, Christine, we know from talking to police that this was a very disturbing situation that happened inside this Fred Meyer store on Southeast Hawthorne Boulevard. The victim, a 10-year-old girl who police say was touched inappropriately on her bottom by a man who was a stranger. Portland police say store security cameras captured the suspect, who we see in these still images. They describe him as a white male, 35 to 55 years old and 5'7" to 6 feet tall. But please take a look at these pictures. Take a look at them. They're pretty clear images. Yet this happened back on the evening of June 20th, more than a month ago, and police have not yet been able to identify him. So here's what happened. Police say a father and his 2 daughters were in the store shopping that evening when the 2 girls went off to get some caramel for dessert. And quite quickly, the dad knew something was wrong.
The dad heard one of the little girls scream. And when he turned around, the 2 girls were running to him. One of the girls was screaming, and he asked what happened. And one of the little girls said that a man that she didn't know grabbed her buttocks.
Police say the man took off from the store and was driving a 2009 to 2014 Subaru Outback. But really, take a look again at this picture, because somebody must know who he is. And if you do know, or you think he looks familiar, call Portland police right away. They certainly do want to catch up with this man and talk to him. Back to you in the studio, Christine.
Yeah, I hope someone knows something. Thank you, Tim. In an update tonight, Portland police arrested the first person they say violated Portland's new camping ban ordinance. Some would describe what came next as unexpected. The Multnomah County Sheriff refused to book him into jail. Let's bring in our Blair Best now, who's live in downtown Portland. And Blair, this came as a surprise to the mayor.
Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler says he is deeply concerned over the apparent disconnect between his office and the sheriff's when it comes to enforcing the city's camping ban. That enforcement started July 1st, and basically if someone refuses shelter, the offer of shelter, they could face fines, jail time, or both. On Friday, Portland police were called to a man who has been camping in Northeast Portland for 6 years. He's refused the offer of shelter countless times, so officers arrested him. When he got to jail, the sheriff's office refused to book him, so he went right back to his corner off Northeast Alberta Street and 28th Avenue. That's where we found him today.
I don't like being forced into something with no choice. There's a tiny home, you're going in it, and you can't do nothing about it, right? No, I can. I'll go the jail route, if that's where y'all want to put me.
Now, in a statement Tuesday, the Multnomah County Sheriff said she believes the correction system is a place for people who pose a danger to the public. That does not include people whose only offense is being homeless. She said arresting our way out of this crisis is not constructive, and she will not book people for violating city ordinances, but instead encourages law enforcement to hand out citations with a court date. The mayor is now urging the sheriff to reconsider her position as he looks ahead to September, when drug possession will be a crime again, and the city will be relying on law enforcement to do their part. Christine?
Yeah, developing situation for sure here. Blair, thank you for staying on top of it. Now to an update on the wildfire situation here in Oregon, where more than 1 million acres total have now burned, making it the worst hit state in the country so far this summer.
Well, the Durkee fire at nearly 300,000 acres burned is the largest in the Beaver State, and at one point was the largest in the country until Northern California's Park Fire surged past. Overall, there are 31 large fires burning in Oregon, with most in the eastern or southern parts of the state. Fire officials once again urging people traveling to be aware of evacuations, road closures, and elevated fire risks, which means things can change at a moment's notice. We have a rundown of the biggest fires in the state right now on KGW.com.
Okay, Chief Meteorologist Matt Sfino joining us now. Matt, looks like the cooler start to this week won't be lasting a whole lot longer.
It was a nice break from the heat, but yeah, the heat will be back. The good news is this. Here's the Dalles right now. We don't see any smoke in this scene at all. So both the Microwave Tower Fire, I always have a hard time with that name. And then the Whiskey Creek Fire farther west, not producing smoke that's getting thrown into the Dalles area, which is great. There are good west winds at 25. Gusting to 37 miles an hour. So it is windy there, but again, it's a smoke-free scene there as it is across western Oregon. We will get clearing tonight. It'll be sunny and warm tomorrow, and by warm I mean upper 80s. After that, we surge into the 90s. So we're calling Thursday and Friday weather impact alert days because of the very hot weather. What you need to think about, staying hydrated, chilling out, and those who are susceptible to just have a high heat risk, really want to take it easy. And the nights are going to be warm too, especially Friday night and into Saturday morning. That's going to make it tougher for those that don't have AC or a good cooling system to cool down. So just make sure you check on your neighbors and friends and family, right? The smoke forecasts were good for tomorrow, and then Thursday you see the smoke beginning to surge north across Oregon. So it is going to get hazy as we go to the end of the week as it gets hot. Now relief will come both from thunderstorms that will develop over southern Oregon, bringing us some cloud cover and a surge of some cooler marine air coming in Saturday. So this will be about 2 days of very hot weather before things settle down a bit over the weekend. Guys?
Well, here comes the heat and the haze. Thanks so much, Matt. All right, let's talk about COVID now. Yes, it has been a while with cases in our region once again on the rise with a variant known as Flirt. Devin Haskins is in the newsroom. So, Devin, what do we need to know about this current wave?
Well, David, Oregon health officials say this summer wave is like previous ones we've seen over the last couple of years. The variant that's currently spreading is very contagious, but it is not as severe in its strength as compared to previous strains.
4.5 years into this, no one wants to be talking about COVID, but the fact is it's here.
You may have brushed away the thought of the COVID virus, but it's still around. This summer, Oregon is once again seeing a spike in cases.
Welcome to summer and welcome to COVID. There are things we can all do to protect ourselves, but right now there's plenty of COVID circulating in our community.
Dean Seidlinger, Oregon's epidemiologist, says the virus that is now spreading is a variant of the Omicron virus that was discovered 3 years ago. This summer, it's a series of viruses coupled together called the Flirt variant.
But these Omicron variants have proven to be very contagious, but also not cause more severe disease, and that our vaccine, which was developed before the current Omicron variants came out, is still offering some protection in the short term.
Health officials are using various means to track the virus these days. They can test the wastewater to determine how prevalent the virus is and what kind of COVID is spreading. And while hospitalizations remain low, positive test results have been trending upwards for the last few weeks. Seidlinger says 11.8% of all tests are coming back positive.
So in that sense, it's good that we're not seeing an increase in hospitalizations, but we know that people who've not been vaccinated and perhaps people who've never been sick before can still get fairly sick.
And in Southwest Washington, the county health department says they too have seen an increase in cases recently, but that things seem to be slowing down. In Oregon, Seidlinger says it may be a few more weeks before things slow down going into the fall.
And speaking of the fall, a new updated vaccine will soon be available. The state says it should be looked at like the flu vaccine, something we all get from now on once a year. David?
Yeah, part of the new normal. Thank you, Devin. Straight ahead on KGW News, dominating from the vault to the pool, the latest on a super strong showing from Team USA.
Also, Portland's downtown is getting slightly less green with a longtime staple coming down.